Jack, so you weren't asleep after all. I was about to scream when the lights flickered and flared on, bathing the room in harsh white. My mom patted my back soothingly. Scared you, didn't we, Jack? Mom and Dad were just joking around. Did you sneak out earlier? We thought you might be scared, so we came to check on you. Her face, washed pale under the light, looked even stranger. And now that I looked closer, those streaks of white hair I'd noticed this morning seemed fewer. I shook my head instinctively. I didn't. For a split second, her smiling face cracked, unnatural, jagged, before smoothing back to normal. But I had seen it. She squeezed my hand, rubbing it gently. Not telling the truth to your own mom now, huh? Your dad saw you earlier. Her tone shifted, almost coaxing. Were you frightened? Come on, then. We won't hide it from you anymore. Come take a look. Before I could protest, she yanked me out of bed. A woman in her 60s shouldn't have had that kind of strength. Her grip was like iron clamps, locking down on my wrists, dragging me helplessly. She half pulled, half dragged me into the brightly lit living room. Pointing at the wall across from my bedroom, she said, see? We were just worshipping the god of wealth. We didn't tell you before because we thought you'd say we were being superstitious. But since you've seen it now, we might as well come clean. I followed her finger, and sure enough, a statue sat there, centered against the wall. But I knew that hadn't been there before. My mom caught the doubt in my eyes and rushed to explain. Young people don't believe in this stuff anymore. We didn't want to upset you, so we keep the statue inside the wall during the day, and only bring it out at night when it's time to worship. That's why you never knew. Her explanation made a strange kind of sense. Relief flooded through me. Mom, that's nothing to hide. We young people believe in fortune too. It's good to honor the god of wealth. Here, let me bow as well. I moved to kneel, but she grabbed me, alarm flashing across her face, tinged with embarrassment. No, Jack. You can't bow. This isn't the ordinary god of wealth. It's the one from our hometown traditions. I blinked at her, confused. Only elders like us can worship him, and only at specific times. It's custom. It can't be broken. When I opened my mouth to press further, she cut me off, shoving me back toward my room. Enough. You haven't been sleeping well as it is. Go rest. From now on, just drink the calming tea. It'll keep you from being disturbed at night. Back in bed, I turned her words over and over in my head. Everything she said sounded so reasonable. And yet, a prickling unease lingered in my chest. The rest of the night passed without a single sound of bowing. Eventually, I drifted off into a heavy, restless sleep. I spent the whole night trapped in nightmares. When I finally woke, it was already noon. My mom had set out a huge meal on the table, urging me to eat. I stopped in front of the mirror, staring at my reflection. The face looking back at me grew paler by the second. I ran my hand through my hair, and came away with a fistful of strands. Mixed in with them were several gray ones. I'm barely in my 20s. How the hell could I already have white hair? At the table, my mom kept piling food into my bowl, telling me to eat more, saying I looked too sickly lately. Both my parents started blaming themselves, muttering that it was their fault for getting too obsessed with worshipping the god of wealth, and that they hadn't noticed how badly it was affecting my sleep. Her cooking was as good as ever, but for some reason, every dish carried a faint, fishy tang. After lunch, my head felt heavy and swollen. I went back to bed, drifting. That's when I suddenly remembered the so-called Taoist on my phone. I fumbled for it, opening our chat. The last unread messages were from him. Did you see it last night? Was it your parents bowing? Answer me. Shaking off the grogginess, I typed fast, my fingers trembling. After what happened, I couldn't help but lean toward believing him. The more I thought about it, the more holes I saw in my mom's story. Why hadn't there ever been this tradition before? Why only this year? And why worship a god of wealth in the middle of the night? Besides, that statue looked vicious, demonic. Every real god of wealth I'd seen was benevolent, smiling. Never like that. It felt like my parents were hiding something from me, maybe even being used by some cult. But, no matter what, I couldn't believe the people who raised me for 20 years would ever harm me. So I wrote, yeah, I saw it. My mom was bowing, but not to me, she was bowing to this god of wealth statue. But it looked wrong, different from the normal kind. The reply came instantly, as if he'd been waiting all along. Holy shit. I get it now. They're not worshipping a god. It's a false deity, an evil spirit. They're not just borrowing lifespan. They're preparing to sacrifice you. That thing must be suppressing your birth date and fortune. Has your mom been changing lately? Looking younger? My heart lurched. I thought of the fading white hairs on my mom's head, and of the new gray ones appearing on mine. I told him everything. This time he didn't text. He called. The voice that came through was unexpectedly smooth, a young man's. Listen, he said. Answer me carefully. When did the bowing start? I thought back. It's been, maybe 20 days. Almost 3 weeks. He fell silent for a second. Then his tone sharpened, urgent. Run. There's no time. Tomorrow night. That's the day your parents will sacrifice you. My mind went blank, my scalp prickling. I was about to respond when, out of the corner of my eye, I saw it. My bedroom door had opened a crack. A cold draft slithered in, and from the darkness outside, a pair of eyes was watching me. My throat went dry. I forced my voice steady, deliberately changing the subject. Cece, dinner tonight? Yeah, I'm free. I'll let my mom know later. Phone in hand, I stood, walking toward the door as if nothing were wrong, but I kept my peripheral vision fixed. and caught the instant those eyes vanished into the shadows. What is it? The Taoist asked. Are they watching you already? Makes sense. It's the last day. They won't risk anything going wrong. Send me your address, he pressed. My master and I will come to you. Try to hold on until we get there. I took a deep breath. Whether what the Taoist said was true or not, I had to get out first. If my parents weren't actually planning to hurt me, then fine, I'd just make up an excuse later. But if they really were, I'm only 21. I'm not ready to die. I slapped my own cheeks, trying to chase away the stiffness, forcing myself to pull on a playful, spoiled smile. Then I walked into the kitchen, looping my arm through my mother's. Her arm used to be nothing but skin and bone. Now it felt fuller, softer. I glanced down. Where her scalp had been thinning, little tufts of baby hair were sprouting back. But this wasn't the time to think about that. First, I had to get out. That Taoist had left me his number. He told me, the second I escaped the house, call him immediately. Mom, Cece asked me out for dinner tonight. I won't be eating at home. My mother didn't turn around. The kitchen knife came down again and again on the slab of meat. Thud, thud. Jack, she said, her voice calm, it's almost New Year's. There's so much to do at home. Just eat here tonight. I bit my lip, pushing back. Mom, I'll be back early. She's my childhood friend. I haven't seen her in forever. The knife froze mid-cut. She turned her eyes toward me, a shadow flickering there, though her mouth curved upward in a smile. Jack, just go in a couple of days. Before the new year, our hometown has a custom, you don't go out. If you do, the whole next year won't go smoothly. Would Mom lie to you? They were on to me. They were guarding against me, afraid I might run. When I stepped out of the kitchen, I saw my dad sitting in the living room, the TV flickering in front of him. But his eyes followed me, locked on me, unblinking. I went back to my room and locked the door. I sent a message to the Taoist, the one who went by the name Wood. They're already watching me. I can't get out. Should I force my way? No, not now. They don't suspect you yet. Let me ask my master what to do. You must not act rashly. If you push it, they'll just tie you up and throw you in your room. And then? No one, not even God himself, could save you. Act normal. Don't let them see through you. My head throbbed, maybe from them, maybe from exhaustion. The second I touched my pillow, I blacked out. When I woke again, the sun was already gone. Darkness pressed against the window. Knock, knock, knock. Jack, come eat. Hurry up, your parents have been waiting a long time. I opened the door. My mom's face was back to its old gentle smile, waiting in the doorway. A wave of savory fragrance rushed past her, straight into my nose. My stomach growled. She patted my hair. See? Even your belly is calling out. Come on, let's eat. She pulled me toward the table. I swallowed hard as I looked at the spread before me. Her cooking was always incredible. But after everything that had happened, the food looked less like a feast and more like poison. And maybe it really was. But Wood had told me, act normal, don't give yourself away. So I avoided the meat dishes. I only picked at a few vegetables and had some soup. My mom noticed. Why aren't you eating your favorite meat? My stomach hurts a little, I muttered. I'm not really in the mood. She smiled softly, saying nothing more. After dinner, she brought me a bowl of calming tea. Drink this before bed. You'll sleep well. I set it aside, pretending to scroll through my phone, but really watching her every move. Got it, Mom. I'll drink it in a minute and take the bowl back out. She gave me a look, hummed in reply, and left. The moment the door shut, I let out a breath and locked it again. Then I saw Wood's messages pop up on my screen. Oh, right. I forgot to warn you. No matter what, don't eat anything they give you. Not meat, not vegetables, nothing. They've mixed ashes soaked in blood into the food. My hand shook. Why didn't he say that earlier? No wonder my mom didn't care when I barely ate. I already ate, but not much. Wood sent back a string of dots. Delete this chat. Now. I didn't understand what he meant. Until a heavy drowsiness slammed into me, flooding my body. Forcing my eyes open, I deleted the chat history with him. And then, darkness. I woke to a sound I knew too well. Thud, thud, thud. But when my eyes opened, I wasn't in my room anymore. All I saw was pitch black darkness. Instinctively, I reached for my phone. And my hand brushed against something strange. Hard, smooth, almost like bone. A chill shot through me. My fingers trembled as I pulled out the backup phone I'd hidden in my underwear. Thank God, they hadn't found it. It was the spare I'd bought for school, just to deal with my advisor. Never thought it would actually save me. I powered it on. The screen lit up. Still the same cursed time. 3 a.m. At least, there was still signal. I turned on the flashlight. And what the beam revealed nearly stopped my heart. The floor was covered with bizarre symbols, painted in thick, dark strokes. And I was lying in the center of them. I scrambled out of the circle as fast as I could. That's when I saw it. A pile of bones, curled up not far from me. A woman's skeleton. The thing I had touched earlier was her arm. My stomach lurched. I quickly placed the arm back beside her, bowing my head. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Aside from the symbols and the remains, the little chamber was empty. I swept the light along the walls, fingertips tracing for an exit. On the left, I found a door. I shoved it hard. Locked, of course. Through the thin crack, I peeked outside. My blood froze. It was my room. This place, this suffocating box, was hidden right where my wardrobe should have been. They'd built a secret chamber inside my own bedroom. Hands shaking, I fired off a text to Wood. He replied instantly. Don't panic. My master and I will be there in 2 hours. Whatever you do, don't step back inside the circle. It drains your life faster. Look around. They should have placed your birth chart here somewhere. If you find it, burn it. If you don't have a lighter, tear it to pieces. That'll buy you time. I searched again, the light sweeping across the room. That's when I saw them. In the far corner, directly across from the bones, several photos hung crookedly on the wall. Thick dust covered them. I brushed it away. And froze. A bright young woman's face smiled back at me. Not me, but she looked eerily like me. And I knew it wasn't my mom's younger self either. I'd seen those pictures before. Cold air seeped into my lungs, creeping up my spine until it reached my skull. No, could it be? I pulled the photo closer. On the back, faded ink scrawled out a string of numbers. A birth date. She would have been 20 years older than me. Below it, another date. My chest tightened. That year was when I had just turned 1. Her death date. My heart pounded so loud it drowned out the silence. My breath came in shallow gasps. If I was right, if the pieces fit, then this skeleton, this photo, she wasn't just some stranger. She was my sister. My real sister. And she had died at 21. The exact age I was now. On New Year's Day.